2 years. Wow. I have been doing YouTube now for 2 years. I made my first video as the Goldman exactly 2 years ago on February 23rd. And I have learned quite a bit, mostly about myself. I can't say I've learned a lot about YouTube because, I'm not super big. It's not like I've cracked the algorithm and mastered it. But I feel like I've learned a lot about myself, especially within this past year, which I'll get into in a second. I've learned a lot about myself, kind of how hard you need to work to do certain things, the mental health aspect of doing something like YouTube, and all of that. Now, I'm not going to repeat certain things I said in my video I made a year ago, or I kind of reflected on 1 year of YouTube. That video was mostly like what I learned about, yes, myself. That sounds redundant. What I learned a lot about like relationships, not being afraid to talk about your passions with other people, not to be scared to do something because you're going to fear what other people will think. Also, the importance of having friends that are supportive. Like, just to touch on that briefly, when I was scared I would get made fun of or something for making YouTube videos on Star Wars. But once I realized that almost all my friends were completely supportive in so many different ways, was so rewarding, and it made me realize that I have a good group of friends, and I'm incredibly lucky because of that. So I mostly touched on that in my year one review, if that makes sense. 1 year in retrospect, right? I kind of want to make this a tradition now, where every year I talk about just what I've learned within the past year. So I'm not going to talk about so much what I learned in that first year. I want to talk about what I learned within the second year, from February 21 to February 22. And overall, mostly it's my fault, but I've been fairly disappointed in myself personally within this past year. And the reason why is a lot of stuff happened in my life this past year. I graduated college. I moved fairly far away from where I was originally. I got a job. So it's anytime a college student graduates and moves into the real world, it's a bit of a transition, right? Now, I'm incredibly lucky. It was probably easier for me than it was for a lot of people. I had a lot of support from my family, from my friends. Where I moved to, I already knew a lot of people, so I didn't struggle to meet new friends and stuff like that. But there were a lot of sacrifices I didn't realize I would have to make if I really wanted to be successful on YouTube. So the first thing that I realized, and there was like a moment, maybe it was in March of last year. It was my last semester of school. I knew already I'd be moving pretty much across the country, and I knew that all my friends that I see in college pretty much on a daily basis, I wouldn't get to see them as much anymore, maybe a few times a year. And I was like, wow, man, like, this is it. Like, these last few months are really going to be the last times in my life I'm consistently with some of my closest friends. And I was like, I'm doing this. I'm doing YouTube. I have my friends I care deeply about. I was doing another recreational activity, which was a lot of fun. And then I had my school. And there was like a point in March, I think, where I was just completely overwhelmed. It was really the first time in my life I really felt overwhelmed. And I was like, I can't cut out school because I need to graduate, right? I can't cut out my friends because I'm probably not going to see them as much anymore. The activity I was doing in school, it was like a club. It was like a once in a lifetime type thing. So I was like, I have to do this. So in a way, I made the sacrifice. I was like, for about a month and a half, I'm just going to cut out YouTube. And I knew the consequences of that. And I don't regret that. I don't regret from like April-ish to June not really focusing on YouTube. I don't regret that. So then I moved across the country. And from like the second half of 2021, that's what I'm disappointed in. Because I think, first of all, I underestimated how hard it is to balance a hobby like YouTube with a full-time job. I have a what's called 9-to-5 desk job, Monday through Friday. And I can't not focus on that. That's my job. It is my responsibility as an employee to do my best that I can for the company that is employing me. So I can't just not focus on that. So I was like, I really need to make sacrifices here if I want to be great at YouTube. I was like, okay, I don't want to say I don't have much of a social life because I do talk to my friends a lot. But I was like, okay, I'm graduated now. I'm an adult. No more me going to the bars twice a week and getting drunk, right? No more staying up all night to play Xbox with friends anymore. I still do that occasionally, but not often enough. I'm like, listen, there's no more excuses now. I'm not a kid anymore. I need to focus on this if I want to succeed. And there were times, I think it was like twice in the 6 months between June and December, where I was just like, I'll casually take a month off. I'll focus on something else. And then when I come back, I'll be committed. And I didn't realize how much damage that would do to my channel. I haven't grown much. From February 2020 to February 2021, I gained about 4,500 subs. And since then, I've gained about 1.5, because I'm at 6.3 now, just under that. I know I'm capable of doing much more than that. So I'm disappointed in myself that I took those breaks in the second half of 2021, because I thought, I could just bounce back, right, and go straight back to making 30 subs a day. No. So right now I'm still feeling the repercussions of that, and I'm accepting that. I'm taking responsibility that I got lazy and I need to do better. So that was just another thing I learned. Mostly I just want to talk about is when you want something so bad, you really need to work hard at it. Right now I'm trying to do 5 videos a week. I work 9 to 5, I come home, maybe I'll take a nap, make a YouTube video, maybe a little break here, I'll eat dinner, watch an episode of a show, and then go to sleep. And that's pretty much my consistent routine Monday through Friday. And I'm totally fine with that. You know why? Because something with YouTube, I'm not sure how many of you can relate to this with other hobbies out there. But when you're just so driven that you really want to succeed, you just think about it all the time, man. I don't specifically think about YouTube all the time, but with YouTube, Star Wars, Avatar, other franchises, just movies and storytelling in general. When I'm not actively doing something, that's what I'm thinking about. I'm just thinking about, wow, this story was so great. I have a story in my head that I would one day want to tell, whether it be if I ever directed a movie, which is probably never going to happen, or if I wrote a book, which is most likely what's going to happen. I think about that story all the time, man. All the time. And I came to this realization. I was like, when I think about something so much, it has to be, in a way, I hate saying this and this is going to sound so cringe, but in a way it's like my calling, right? And with YouTube, it takes a lot of work. I do get tired at times, but I don't get burnt out, really. All I think about is how I can make this video better. What is my next video going to be about? What can I say to articulate my thoughts better? So in a way, I know that storytelling, talking about storytelling in a way is something I'm meant to do. And I had this thought, there were times where YouTube was tough, where I wasn't growing. I'd upload a video, no joke, lose 14 subs in a day. And when you're not gaining much, that really hurts. I thought about quitting at times, I was just like, is it worth it? I've been doing this for 2 years now. I found some success, but not what I want, nowhere near where I want to be. And I thought to myself, I was like, I think it would be more painful if I stopped doing this than the pain I feel of not growing as much as I wanted, if that makes sense. Just the thought of quitting YouTube and no longer making videos about storytelling. Now it's mostly Star Wars, sure, but in the coming months, you'll see I'll cover other aspects, other franchises, other aspects of storytelling. I can't quit. I can't. I would be doing such a great disservice to myself. So when I have this feeling, I need to. I don't know if I'm articulating my thoughts well at all right now, And I'm sorry, like this, you can tell this video is completely unscripted. I'm not even editing it. Like there's no jump cuts like I usually do. I'm just talking about what I've learned. And I've kind of realized, I was like, I need to do this. Like this is something I want to pursue with my life, is storytelling. I think that's the biggest thing I've learned throughout this past year, is how much storytelling means to me and how much YouTube is a way for me to express that, because I can't just write books right now because they're not going to be successful. I still have so much to learn. I'm only 23 years old. So that's probably the biggest thing. But then another thing I want to talk about in a little way is mental health. Now, I'm not here to say I was ever depressed or like really mentally struggling, because I wasn't. I'm not going to lie and say, oh, I hit a really dark point in my life. Here's what I learned, because that's not true. But committing to something like YouTube, and I guess this is the way it is with other businesses as well, is how mentally taxing it can be when your end result is not guaranteed. And this is what I mean by it. Say your goal is to lose weight, right? Say you want to reach a certain weight limit, right? You want to lose a certain amount of pounds. You know that if you're really strict about your diet, if you're really strict about working out, if you're really strict about not cheating yourself, you're going to achieve your goal. It's not a guarantee, but if you follow the rules and you're disciplined, you know it's pretty much a guarantee. Or it's like if you want to level up, reach a certain level in a video game, right? You know that if you put in the time and the effort, you will reach that goal. So it is a guarantee in a way. With YouTube, it's not a guarantee. There is no guarantee I will ever reach 10,000 subscribers, 100,000 subscribers, 7,000 subscribers. I'm right now at 6.3. There's no guarantee. And it can be mentally taxing when you're like, I'm putting in all this effort. Am I ever going to get to where I want to be? And it can be hard, man. When say you gain like 3 subs a day for like 3 days, right? Then you upload a video. I guess it wasn't popular and then you lose 8 subs. It's like, man, I just lost 3 days of progress. That's tough. It was recently, there was a time, it was like a few days ago actually, where for whatever reason, YouTube wiped out just like 6 of my subscribers. And when I'm growing fairly slowly right now, so 6 subscribers is like 3 days or 2 days of work. And I'm just like, man, that sucks. And that really like hit me hard. And I just always need to remind myself, like, I was meant to express storytelling. I'm not going to say YouTube is my calling, because it's not. My end goal in my life, like my perfect vision for my future would be, isn't a YouTuber. It's telling stories. But YouTube is right now most realistically the best way for me to express that. So when I'm so committed, like the mental pain I feel, it doesn't matter as much. I'm like, I know I got to stick with this, and I can't not do it. So that's another thing, that if any of you are looking to start a YouTube channel or starting any sort of business, right, where your end goal is not guaranteed, it's going to be tough. Of course, there's probably people out there who find success immediately because they're extremely talented, but it's probably not you. It's definitely not me. And you got to be mentally strong. I think I'm definitely way mentally stronger than I was 2 years ago or even a year ago. And I think there's a lot more growth I can do personally. I didn't prepare for this video, but just a few minutes beforehand, I watched my 1 year in retrospect video. I'm going to kind of do that now, because I don't really remember what I said in the 1 year video. Did I achieve my goals? Did I hold myself accountable? Did I improve? And looking from a year ago, I don't think I improved. Maybe in a little ways here and there. But in terms of the amount of improvement I know I should have made, I didn't come close to that. And since 2022 started, I had a little mini vacation at the end of 2021. Saw my friends, saw my family. And I came back here. I was like, it's time. There's no more excuses. I'm not a kid anymore. I'm not in college. It's up to me and my work ethic. What am I going to do? and I'm committing to this. Now, besides work, really, everything else in some ways has to go. As much as I would love to be in a relationship right now, go out, meet a nice girl, cutting that to the side. I want to do this. A girl can wait. Enjoying the party scene. I live near a city, relatively nice party scene. Would it be nice to go out a few times a week and just, meet some people, get drunk, play some games? Yeah, that would be so awesome. But nope, that's out of the way. It's time to do YouTube. Sometimes I want to play new video games, watch new movies, just try out new hobbies. Like, one thing I kind of want to start doing is learning how to cook more. Cooking is kind of fascinating to me. But nope, that gets pushed to the side for YouTube. Exercise. Now, if any of my friends are watching this, they'll laugh at me right now, and they'll say I've always made excuses for exercising, and you're definitely right. But I genuinely feel in my heart of hearts that if I wasn't doing YouTube, I'd be working out relatively consistently. But in my mind, I'm like, an hour of working out is an hour of way of YouTube, so I got to cut that to the side. So I'm willing to make these sacrifices. And I guess that's just another thing I've learned is how much you have to sacrifice in a way if you want to be, if you want to succeed at something. And it's terrifying that there's no guarantee I'll succeed. But at the end of the day, I love this. I love talking about movies. I love talking about shows. I love talking about Star Wars. So that even if I don't succeed, say 5 years from now, I reach 10,000 subscribers, and that's kind of my max. I'm never going to get past that. Would I be disappointed? Yes. But I tried. I had fun doing it. I'm having fun making videos. And I can know in my heart of hearts that I at least did something. But even then, like 5 years from now, if I don't achieve what I want, I think I would just still keep going. I don't think I can stop. I can't stop this. I can't stop expressing my love for storytelling. It's all I think about. And I can't imagine not using my free time in a productive way. And to me, YouTube is as productive as I can be in my free time. These thoughts I expressed here were very jumbled around. But I hope you guys understand my main point I'm trying to get here. Just about, hard work, the mental toll that doing a business or something like YouTube can be. Kind of acknowledging the mistakes I've made, not making excuses. I'm not here to blame YouTube, say, oh, they're not pushing my videos enough. They're not doing enough to make sure I can succeed. I make better videos than other people. Oh, that's another thing I want to talk about. And that is comparing yourself to others. Oh, that is hard, man. That is hard not to do. Like, I see certain YouTubers out there, especially within the Star Wars community, and I'm like, wow, they're gaining subs like that. They've probably gained more subs in the past day than I have in a month. I get jealous, right? I want to be glad for them in a way I am, but I'm just like, why can't I have that? And that's such a bad mindset to have. So I just need to remind myself, don't compare yourself to other people. You're running your own race. And that's something I'm still working on. And I'm nowhere near as close to where I want to be. I still look at other channels. I'll look at Social Blade and be like, damn, they're doing so much better than me. Can't think that way. Just can't. That's another thing I wouldn't say I've learned that. I'm learning that. It'll probably be a while for me to stop comparing myself to other people. It's probably going to be a while, but I got to work on it. I don't know if there's anything else I want to address here. If you guys have any questions, you can always let me know in the comments. I'll try my best to answer them. But yeah, overall, final thoughts, 2021, this past year, I was disappointed in myself. I was disappointed. No one's fault but mine. No one's fault but mine. I'm ready to commit and do better. Let's see where I am a year from now. Thank you guys so much for watching another one of my videos. Don't forget to join the Glod Squad, and I will see you guys next time. My camera's still wrong, isn't it? Ugh.